In the vast cosmos of human experience, some moments defy explanation, challenging our understanding of life, death, and reality. Two such moments, near-death experiences and psychedelic journeys, share uncanny similarities. Why do both a heart attack survivor and a psychonaut describe traveling through a tunnel toward a brilliant, loving light? These parallels are too frequent and specific to dismiss as coincidence. People worldwide with no contact report leaving their bodies, meeting beings of light and feeling profound peace. These are structured, narrative experiences, not random sensations. Science is now probing these mysteries using brain imaging and chemical analysis to map what happens when the brain is pushed to its limits. By comparing near-death and psychedelic data, we're piecing together the puzzle of consciousness. We're not just collecting stories, we're charting the mind's most extreme frontiers. The journey to understand these experiences could reshape what it means to live and to die. Let's break down, let's dissect the core elements, the fundamental aspects of these profound journeys. We'll explore what makes them so impactful and what common threads weave through these experiences. Both near-death and psychedelic experiences, seemingly disparate, often begin with an encounter, a pivotal moment, with a radiant, loving light, a light that beckons and invites. This light isn't just bright, it's not merely illumination, it's described as welcoming, peaceful, and filled with knowledge, a source of comfort and understanding. People feel drawn to it, irresistibly pulled, as if returning home, a place of belonging and unconditional love. Next comes a profound sense of peace, a deep tranquility. Pain and fear dissolve. Anxieties fade away, replaced by tranquility, a serene calmness that feels more real than ordinary life, a heightened state of awareness. Psychedelic users report a similar loss of anxiety and ego, a shedding of the self, replaced by a sense of unity with everything, a feeling of interconnectedness and oneness. Out-of-body experiences are common, a detachment from the physical form. People float above their bodies, rising above the limitations of their physical selves, observing scenes they couldn't possibly witness, gaining perspectives beyond their normal reach from their physical perspective. A vantage point outside the constraints of the body. Psychedelic voyagers also described leaving their bodies, embarking on journeys beyond the self, exploring inner or even external worlds, discovering new realms of consciousness. Encounters with beings or presences follow, interactions with entities beyond our everyday perception, sometimes angels, celestial guides, sometimes abstract entities, forms beyond comprehension, always offering guidance or comfort, providing support and reassurance. Whether these are projections of the mind or something more, the origin remains a question. Their role is consistent, their purpose unwavering, to provide insight and reassurance, offering clarity and peace of mind. These shared elements form the blueprint, the underlying structure of a transformative journey, a path towards profound change. The details may vary, the specifics may differ, but the architecture remains strikingly similar. The fundamental framework is consistent across experiences. This is the heart of the mystery, the core of what we seek to understand. Where do these visions, these intense and often life-altering experiences actually come from? What is the source of these powerful internal landscapes? The answer, as complex as it is fascinating, lies in the brain's inherent storytelling power. It's a power that shapes our perceptions, memories, and ultimately, our reality. Under extreme stress, during moments of profound physical trauma, or under the influence of certain chemical substances, the brain doesn't simply shut down or cease to function. Instead, it actively creates vivid, often universal narratives. These narratives can be deeply personal, yet resonate with archetypal themes found across cultures and throughout history. Scientists and researchers around the world are diligently mapping these experiences, trying to understand the neural mechanisms at play. Their focus is often on the visual cortex, the area of the brain primarily responsible for processing what we see and interpreting visual information. It's believed that psychedelics, for example, may disrupt the brain's usual filtering mechanisms, allowing the visual cortex to connect more freely and directly with areas responsible for memory, emotion, and personal significance. This heightened connectivity can lead to the generation of complex and intensely personal internal imagery. Furthermore, the default mode network, which is typically active during periods of self-reflection and internal dialogue, often quiets down during these experiences, effectively letting other neural connections flourish and expand. This quieting can contribute to the feelings of ego dissolution and a sense of unity with something larger than oneself. In essence, the brain's usual boundaries between the self and the external world can begin to melt away, leading to profound shifts in perception. The temporal lobes, which play a crucial role in processing memory, emotion, and auditory information, often become highly active during near-death experiences, or NDEs, contributing to the vividness of these events. This heightened activity may be responsible for triggering life reviews, feelings of profound connection, and intense sensations of peace and tranquility. Furthermore, neurochemicals like endorphins, the brain's natural pain relievers, may flood the brain during these times, potentially playing a protective role in shielding it from the full impact of trauma. So, in its final moments, or when influenced by psychedelics, the brain orchestrates what can only be described as a profound and deeply moving internal symphony. These visions, therefore, are not random or meaningless occurrences. Rather, they represent the brain's ultimate and most powerful act of meaning-making, a testament to its resilience and adaptability. Ultimately, our internal universe is far more creative, complex, and awe-inspiring than we ever could have imagined. The tunnel, an image iconic in both near-death experiences and psychedelic reports, has captivated human imagination for decades. It's a recurring motif, a shared experience that transcends cultures and backgrounds. But this phenomenon, once relegated to the realm of the mystical, now has a scientific explanation, grounded in the intricate workings of the human brain. It may begin in the eyes, specifically with the retina's response to a critical lack of oxygen. As oxygen levels drop, the retina, the light-sensitive tissue at the back of the eye, begins to shut down. This shutdown doesn't happen uniformly. It starts from the edges, moving inward, causing peripheral vision loss. This process leaves a central point of light, the last vestige of visual perception as the rest of the visual field fades. The brain, ever the interpreter, takes this narrowing vision and attempts to make sense of it. It interprets this as moving through a tunnel, a visual metaphor that arises from the specific way our vision is being compromised. The visual cortex, located in the occipital lobe, is the brain region primarily responsible for processing central vision. Because it remains active longer than the peripheral areas, it reinforces the tunnel effect, solidifying the perception of movement. But this isn't just about sight. The tunnel experience is a multisensory phenomenon. The sensation of movement, of hurtling forward, often comes from the brain's balance centers, also known as the vestibular system. This system, responsible for our sense of spatial orientation and equilibrium, can misfire during a crisis, sending incorrect signals to the brain. These misfires can lead to floating or flying sensations, a common component of near-death experiences. These sensations result from chaotic signals disrupting the normal functioning of these balance systems. The brain, in its remarkable capacity for integration, combines all of these disparate effects. It weaves them into a coherent story, the story of traveling through a tunnel, often towards a light. Understanding the mechanics behind this experience doesn't diminish its power or significance for the individual. Instead, it highlights the brain's fundamental drive to create meaning and find patterns, even in the face of chaos and system failure. The tunnel isn't necessarily proof of another world or a spiritual realm. Rather, it's a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of our own minds, a product of our biology. Our brains are constantly crafting profound stories, narratives that shape our reality, even as the systems within them falter. The mystery of consciousness and subjective experience is not lessened by scientific understanding, only deepened and made more complex. The journey through the tunnel, whether real or perceived, remains a marvel of human perception, a testament to the incredible power and complexity of the human brain. Enter the DMT hypothesis, one of the most intriguing ideas in this field. DMT, a powerful psychedelic found in nature, is structurally similar to serotonin. Some researchers propose the brain might produce DMT during extraordinary moments like birth, dreaming, or death. Experiences on DMT closely mirror near-death accounts, tunnels, lights, and encounters with entities. The theory suggests the pineal gland could release DMT at death, triggering a final psychedelic journey. However, evidence is still circumstantial. We haven't proven the brain produces enough DMT to cause these effects. Still, the brain is a chemical factory, making its own opioids and cannabinoids so endogenous, psychedelics are plausible. The spirit molecule may be part of our biology, waiting for the right moment to unlock transcendent states. A brief journey, minutes or seconds, can transform a life forever. Both near-death and psychedelic experiences often erase the fear of death, replacing it with a sense of peace and continuity. People return with new priorities, less focus on material gain, more on love, compassion, and connection. Studies show lasting positive changes in personality and outlook after these experiences. These states can catalyze healing and growth, challenging our models of mental health. That's why researchers are exploring psychedelics as treatments for depression and addiction. The memory of profound connection becomes a touchstone for resilience. Like astronauts seeing Earth from space, experiencers gain a new perspective on life's meaning. The inner journey can illuminate the rest of our days. It's a powerful reminder consciousness can change everything. While the core elements are universal, the details of these experiences are shaped by culture and belief. The brain uses memories, stories, and symbols to interpret the raw experience. A being of light might appear as Jesus, Krishna, or simply a loving presence, depending on one's background. Expectations and personal history color the journey. Historical accounts reflect the cosmology of their time. Today's visions echo modern science and culture. The structure remains constant: separation, passage, encounter, but the set dressing changes. This interplay of biology and story doesn't diminish the experience. It makes it deeply personal and meaningful. We are all storytellers, especially at the edge of mystery. Despite their similarities, near-death and psychedelic experiences have key differences. Psychedelic trips can be blissful or terrifying, with a wide emotional range, including confusion and fear. Near-death experiences are almost always peaceful and positive, even if the circumstances are traumatic. Negative NDEs are rare. The brain may release protective chemicals during trauma. Psychedelics disrupt brain function externally, making outcomes less predictable. The intention and setting of a psychedelic journey greatly influence its tone. Vision content differs. NDEs often feature deceased loved ones, reflecting deep emotional ties. Psychedelic visions, especially with DMT, are more likely to involve alien or geometric entities. NDEs usually follow a clear, linear story: out-of-body, tunnel, light, life review, return. Psychedelic experiences can be chaotic, non-linear, and timeless. These differences offer vital clues about consciousness and the brain's workings. Each path reveals unique aspects of the mind's potential. The distinctions are as important as the similarities. What does it all mean? Science explains tunnels, lights, and peace as brain phenomena, but the story isn't that simple. Knowing the mechanics doesn't capture the depth of these experiences. Are they just brain activity, or is the brain a receiver for something deeper? The fact that these states feel more real than real can't be ignored. Maybe our normal consciousness is just one channel among many. Whether these journeys reveal new realities or the mind's creative power, they expand our sense of what's possible. The overlap between near-death and psychedelic states shows the mind's capacity for meaning, healing, and awe. The cosmos is within us, and the mystery endures.